Hello, good people. I welcome you to Didi Strides, and then today I want to comment on what I saw on Opera. Okay, and I'm doing this at the middle of the night. Actually, I slept very early and I woke up to do something, and when I picked my phone, I saw the comment, "I can't forgive God." The first reaction was that of a shock, and I wanted to know who actually said this. And I saw it was Tonto Dike, the actress, and then I learned that she lost her mother. Well, the first thing I will say is my heart goes all out to you in the loss of your mother. I sympathize with you, and I ask that God will, that same God you cannot forgive. Oh. I ask that that same God you can't forgive will heal you, and then will give you will have mercy on you. That's all I'll have to say. But I want to make a, say some few things concerning this. I have really few things to say. I want to bring a fresh perspective to this. It is true that when people hurt, they could say all kinds of things. I don't know what the relationship with her she had with her mother. Maybe she had such a wonderful relationship with her mother. Maybe her mother is her friend and all that and all that. Who knows? Okay. And then she never saw her mother dying. I know that when people hurt, they get disoriented. Many times they go into depression. Uh, but this is not enough reason to go all out on God. Even God Himself, I know that God understands when people hurt and when people say all kinds of things about Him. Because if He doesn't show understanding, I know that many people have said all kinds of things during their hurting period, and God never really took that into cognizance. One thing I know about God, Ephesians chapter 2, verse 4, which is one of my key verse in life, is a God who is rich in mercy. For the great love wherewith He has loved us. So God is rich in mercy. Jeremiah said, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases, for they are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness." This God is so wonderful because if He's to consider many things we say and what we say when we hurt, when we go through pains, if God were to consider it, I'm not sure many people would have regretted their life. But God is such a father. God is such a love. The Bible tells us that God is love. But having said this, I want to quickly say to Tonto Dike, this is too extreme. I don't know if you're the type that listens to people around you because I know when you were saying this around the people around you before you went on social media. My problem is not even that you said this, even though I know that what you said is too extreme. I know that when people hurt, a lot of people will say, "Oh God, why me? Oh God, what is this? Oh God, are you still there? Oh God," even judge God unfaithful. But I have not, to be frank. I've not met anybody who said I can't forgive God. Aye, come on. I've not. I've not. And I'm not that such a child. I've not met anyone who said I can't forgive God. So I wonder who you listen to. I wonder the people that speaks to you. I wonder what your relationship with God is. Because I've seen you several times in church. And so is it just for the pictures? Is it just for the social media? Are you truly in it? Is your heart with God? Because trial times like this actually comes to to prove us if we are really what we say we are. If you will go all out on God like this, bringing God to a public court, because that's what a social media is. Of course, you saw how people are responding to you. Nobody. If I show you the trend here, which Possibly you must have seen it. If I show you the trend, you know that nobody at all is. I don't even want to go through what people are saying. You will know that nobody at all is even is 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 commending you for what you said, because what you said is too extreme. I can't forgive. Who are you to say you can't forgive God? Please, my dear sister, retrace your steps and watch your comments. Watch your comments. You won't be the first, neither will you be the last to lose a loved one. I understand what you're going through, the hurt and the whatever you're going through. But is this same God that will heal you? Is this same God? Oh my God. This thing, I don't even know where to put mouth. Please, this is too extreme, and I stand to condemn such kind of a statement from anybody at all. Now, if I didn't know you as an atheist, assuming I knew you as an atheist, someone who doesn't have regard for God, I would say, okay, I won't even find it. I would say, okay, what do you expect from such a person? But I've seen you lift up your hands in churches, pictures of you in churches trending all over the internet. Why? See, and another thing, God, if you, let me say this to you. If God will humble himself and come to your level and say, okay, Tonto, let's go to court. Bring your strong reasons. Let me bring my strong reasons. You won't, just mere setting eyes on him, you will know that you have no stand against God. There are people before your age that have died. You know some of them. You grew up in the same neighborhood, went to the same school. There are people you know who are your mates, who are nowhere, who are in oblivion. Not just that they're in oblivion, they don't know, they don't even have anything. They are so poor and wretched. But God has shown you mercy. God has shown you mercy. You have seen the mercies of God. Do you think it's bad because you're too talented that you're seeing the little things you're seeing in your life right now? Do you think it's because you're too industrious? God has not offended you in any way that you judge him unfaithful in your life. That's why we are always encouraged by the songwriter to count our blessings and name them one by one. It will surprise us what God has done. If you would sit back and count your blessings and see what God has done for you, you will not go all out on God on social media. My problem is not just that you said it, but my problem is that you came to social media. And this is why I'm against all this social media life. Toto, are you such a wonderful person? Such a committed and faithful child of God that certain things will not happen to you? Now, the question is that there are people, the best of men, that some such things have happened to. People have lost their only sons. People have lost their beloved ones. Things have happened, even worse cases than your own. There are people who lost their whole family in one day. The worst case scenario that we saw in the Bible was that of Job. In one day, the entire family and the children and his grandchildren, everything, his entire wealth collapsed. If such a thing happened to you, you're blaming God for your mother. What if, I want you to compare the situation of Job in the Bible. You know why God allows such a worst case scenario to be penned in the Bible is for you. Each time you remember such, you know that your own is not as worse. It's not just that they lost. Yes, I've had people who lost their children on when if there's this one that shocked me. This Abike Dabiri, sorry to call her name in this matter, that lost. I don't want to recreate that what actually happened. That woman, each time I see her, how strong she is, my heart goes to her, remembering what happened to her many years ago. And there was no record of her coming out to say, I cannot forgive God. There are people that a lot of things have happened to. and they stood strong. We all have had our own fair share of the misfortunes when the inevitable happens like this. Who are you? God is omniscient. He knows all. God is omnipotent. He's stronger than everybody. He can do all. God is also righteous. If he decides to take anybody's life, and moreover, life is not just on earth. Death is a transition. That's one of the things you should understand. It's a transition. Death is a transition. Your mother must have gone, if she lived her life faithfully here on earth, she must have gone to a better place. Is it this whole world? What is here that you're fighting with everybody and this that you want to remain here? The woman must have gone to a better place. What is very important now, you check your own life and check your relationship with God. Use your mother's life, your mother's exit to actually reconsider your life. There are areas I want you to check. Number one, your relationship with God, your relationship with your fellow man. I looked at all the comments that people are saying here. Toto, if you happen to read this comment, you'll be shocked at what people are saying. You may be such a wonderful person, but the picture you're actually painting about yourself is not healthy at all. Use this opportunity to ask yourself some vital questions about your life. My prayer is that God will heal you fast. And just the way you came and said, I cannot forgive God, I also want you to come out publicly and say, God, please have mercy for what I said. Because since you did it publicly on social media, also come out publicly and said, Lord, please forgive me. I said what I said out of disorientation, out of depression, and all that. May God help you. May the mercy of God preserve you and keep you. Didi Strides signing out.